Welcome to WO50 Women Over 50 Embody Wisdom and Wellness.
Hello, everybody. My name is Corinne, and I'm here with my BFF, Eddie. And today we are talking about sowing seeds, how we plant our future.
Yes,
See what
and
we
as
did
we
there?
talk, the sun is shining on your face.
It is so bright.
Yes, you are so lucky.
I'm
We're
in the
not gonna
light.
We're not going to talk about the weather, which is needed, but when we plant our seeds, and that's what we talked about today, was how it kind of related to planting seeds and how we grow from it and being patient and all the little jewels we passed along.
So much. There was so much we talked about. We went in a lot of different directions about it, and there's a lot of ahas, and the garden and planting has to teach us. And we're planting seeds in the words that we speak, in the interactions that we have with people. And there's a lot of good insights in here. I think you'll enjoy it.
I think you will too.
Hello.
Hello. What are you doing today? Gonna fix my hair now.
We're rushing in for our podcast. It's busy days. I bet you anybody who's listening right now, their days are busy too. I feel like everybody's very busy.
Yeah.
Busy with family and busy with work and busy with life is busy because we just have so much input. Like I think about not very long ago, we had to go home to check our messages.
Mm-hmm.
It's like when somebody sends me a message, I feel like I have to get back to them right away. Instead of, I could wait 2 hours if I wanted to.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
We're very instant. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's like, for me, I like to get it taken care of so it's sort of off my plate. Because if I don't answer a text, then it goes down in the abyss of text.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because we keep getting more and more, and we just handling it all as it comes in. But if we leave it too long, it starts to pile up. So we're just sitting there, and we might be going to do something else, but we just kind of do it.
Yeah.
Right. And it's not like planting seeds where you have to be
Well, it is.
patient.
That's the thing. Yeah. So our topic today is planting seeds, is sowing seeds. What is our title today?
Sowing
Seeds, how we plant our future with the T, the big T, how we plan our future, how we plant. Yeah. Because I feel like, with doing, this time of year for me anyway, there's a lot of yard work. And, but I just feel like, I don't know, we're planting seeds every single day of our lives, whether it's planting a seed of a new friendship, or planting a seed of for me, a workshop I'm gonna teach, or planting a seed with my nephew who I want to share something with. How are you planting seeds, Ed?
Oh gosh, planting seeds with new business ideas, with the grandkids, with going to the seed place and buying seeds, and that's the thing. Like when you just said that, like the whole thing about what we're doing, it's like we see the seed or we see something we want to do, and then it's like you can't pull on the leaves as they come out to make them grow faster.
Right?
It's like you have to be really patient.
You have to be
So
patient. Like we live in such an immediate culture.
yeah,
We live in such an immediate culture. And when you plant something, like even that very word, so you say you start, like you were just saying, you plant actually a seed, and
hmm
there's so much patience. Like you can't keep digging. When I used to teach mantra meditation, I used to say, you can't tell people what your mantra is. It's like digging up a seed to see if it's going to grow yet.
yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
and even if you let it grow like a couple inches, if you're going to replant it, you've got to be very tender and not pull it from the leaves and pull it from the stem, and be so, so careful,
yeah.
and it's like we just expect things to be so immediate, but when we're planting actual seeds, we're very patient with that. This is kind of where I came from today, is like for me, and not everybody's going to be like this, but maybe you're like this with some things. But for me, I've been very temporary my whole life. I've been very like gypsy-ish and transient my whole life. Now I've been at Ivy House for 14 years, and that's the longest I've ever been anywhere in my entire life. And even when I was young as a kid. And so for me, when when I was whether it was even Ivy House, I'd have a problem planting a perennial, something that's going to come back every year because I'd be like I was like I want that immediate gratification. Like I don't know. And now that I've been here 14 years, I think it was only 3 years ago that I finally was like started to plant for the future. Like I'd not just like growing vegetables for the season, but like
Yeah.
for maybe 5 years down the road. I just never have thought that far in advance. I've only maybe thought a year in advance before.
Yeah.
I just never, and I know that's not the normal way people live, but this is how I've lived my whole life. I have a very hard time seeing or planning the future of anything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, and
so,
well, and a lot of people do like they plan from very young ages, like even if it's a retirement plan or a
yeah,
pension plan, right? I never thought that way either, but now as I'm getting older, I go, oh, I got to plan this, whether it's put a bit of money aside or invested in something, and it's going to grow, right? And we can't pull on it and make it and keep watching it. It's going to do what it's going to do, and it moves with the environment. It moves with, it's just like you put a seed in the ground and you cover it with dirt and it struggles to find the light, right? It's the same. It's like with the money. You put it in something and you're trusting life and you're investing in it and you're reading up on it and it's growing or it's shifting, it's changing. Like it's I don't know, like planting seeds is there's always a future to it, but there's patience. We got to be so patient
yeah.
because it's it's the nourishment part. It's like what then is the outcome, right? What's that? It's the
Yeah,
patience.
yeah, because it's like I enjoy the planting part for sure.
Hmm.
I enjoy like looking after things. I'm not good at harvesting. Colleen usually does the
I love
harvesting.
harvesting. I
Yeah,
love
usually
harvesting.
you're either
Yeah.
a planter or a harvester, and I'm much
Yeah.
more of a planter than a. I mean, harvesting's
Yeah.
fun if I'm in the mood, but
Yeah.
it's so weird. I can go out, yeah. So, anyways, it just really got me today because we last year we planted, our natural perimeter that we've been wanting to do for years. And every time Colleen would mention that, I'm like, oh, a natural perimeter, that would take years to grow trees that were tall enough to. And then, sure enough, we planted them last year, and already 1 year has gone by, and they look so beautiful. They're still small, but not that small.
Hmm.
They're like 4 feet
Yeah.
tall. That's
Well, that's the
not,
thing. You never know how quick it's going to grow, right? We planted a blue spruce about 4 years ago, and it says, "Oh, in 20 years' time, it'll be
yeah.
really big." Well, I think this year we can put Christmas lights on it outside. I don't know,
Wow.
but it grew a little faster, and it's beautiful. But it just it takes time. We can't rush
Yeah.
whatever that seed, that beautiful seed. We can't rush it, right? You
And
never
as
know.
we're,
Every seed has its own little plan, little journey, just like ourselves.
yeah. And as we're speaking about it, it's such a metaphor for life.
Yeah.
It's like living in the moment. It's like when we're in the moment fully, just like when we've planted a seed and we're caring for it and we're watering it, looking for when
Hmm.
it automatically, the future happens by itself.
Yep. Yep.
The future, and most of the time, if you take care, I mean, sometimes disease happens and stuff. There's no guarantee, even if you plant
Hmm.
the best, you take all the precautions. Nothing is ever guaranteed. But
Yep.
that's the thing about this human journey is that we could get all esoterical and talk about how there is no time, because really there is no time. But we have this experience of time in these human bodies that we grow. We start as babies and then we get older and then the plants grow and die and the food we eat. So we definitely have this experience of time. But for
Hmm.
me, there's just this essence of timelessness within us that
Yeah.
I feel so strongly, and everybody does, because when as you get older, as women over 50, it's like
Yeah.
you don't feel your age at all. You feel the same as you when you were 20. You might feel
Hmm.
wiser and your body's changed, but
Hmm.
inside, especially, when you connect with somebody from when you're younger, it's like
Yeah.
that really starts to shine through where you still feel the same as you ever did,
Hmm.
but
That's
wiser.
true, but wiser. That's right. Just
Yeah.
like a good old perennial keeps coming back. Your old rose tree. I love seeing my rose tree come back, my rose flowers, and it comes back and it's old, right? It's been blooming year after year and it gets better and better year after year. And now even the roses look vintage. I think what happens is we get faith in the unseen.
That's so important.
Yeah. Yeah. It really is.
Faith in the
Really
unseen
is.
is so important. That's,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. I loved this when I was kind of reading through some stuff, and when we talk about like planting the seed and growing and have the patience to grow, and there's a line from the musical Hamilton where it said, "What's a legacy?" And it's planting seeds in a garden you never get to see.
Mm,
Yeah, you never get to see
wow.
planting
And that's
seeds in a
like,
garden you never get to
that's
see.
so
Yeah,
beautiful because to me, that's what we do when we're kindness to a stranger, or you're in Starbucks and you pay for the person behind you. You don't get to
yeah,
see the look on their face, or a word that you say. I can't tell you, and I know this happens to you too, where people will say to me, clients or friends will say, "Oh my gosh, those words that you said, they
yeah,
made such a difference in me." And I'm like, "What did
yeah.
I say?"
I
you know,
know exactly.
because spirit is moving through us, and it's that the reason why it's like it's not us, it's not the individual I, the small Corinne personality, because I
Hmm.
could never plan to say it's what comes through when we're present and
Yeah.
connected, and yeah.
Well, yeah. And I mean, I was walking in my garden yesterday because it's still cold up here and it's warm where you are.
Yeah.
And I could see we planted strawberries about 3 years ago. And I went down, I was moving some of the leaves, the mulched leaves away, and the green is coming up. Like some of the crocuses are up and the daffodils, I just saw them on the front of the house and I just decided to open. It's, 4 degrees. And they're like, ugh. So they're coming out and they're like, should we stay? And we're still in the single digit Celsius, right? And I went down and I was uncovering my strawberries and I'm going, they're coming back. And last year we had so many, I couldn't believe it. We got about 200 strawberries, like in the growing of this little circle of strawberries. And they thrive through the winter and through that soil and they're covered by leaves and the snow's been on them and they trust the sun and the rain and they get everything they need and they produce this beautiful fruit and we barely have to do anything but
Yeah.
just like go and pull the weeds away or make sure they have room to grow, kind of like us as humans, right?
Mm-hmm.
Support, it's getting support. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, I don't know, it's just beautiful
If you
when we
get
look
out of
at,
the way, if we get out of the way and we
yeah,
don't do too much too, right?
not too much. That's right. Right.
Mm.
Yeah.
What
So
happens when you try to control somebody's life or try to get your nose in somebody else's business? Get it
yes,
bitten
it's like
off.
pulling on your hair trying to make it grow faster.
Yes.
I need it longer. I'm going to pull it. I need the strawberry to come out faster. I'm going to pull it. If I just pinch the edges on it, it might just, no, it takes time. Just like we got to be patient with our hair and let it grow. And we get
Mm-hmm.
it cut, right? Don't cut too much. And then it's
It's
just got
just
to be,
hair.
it's like nature. It's got to be trimmed. Our trees got to be trimmed back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like you too, though. I love having the starts of things. Like I love the seeds. And then when that little tiny green sprout pops up, like that's some good feeling,
It
you know?
is. Well, it's such a
It's really
miracle.
good.
It's
Well, it
such a
is.
freaking miracle.
And you never know who's going to get hit by that, who's going to feel that feeling. Like I think I told you back a while ago, I had this guy who decided to try his hand at gardening, and now he's got the most uh, beautiful, architecturally designed greenhouse, and he loves it. He loves it. He said, and that's the piece that he loves is the planting and that these seeds are happening and he's feeding his family and
Yeah.
he feels really good, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. Like I am
I know.
obsessed. I mean, I
Yeah.
hours and
You gotta,
hours and
yeah.
it just and it's so fulfilling and so who knew if
Yeah.
I mean me, you know, 40 years ago, a little young singer.
Yeah.
I always was curious about gardens, but my lifestyle was just not that at all. But
Yeah.
I love what you said that we are constantly planting seeds and with people too, and we never a lot of the stuff we will never see. And that's
Yeah.
okay. That's what's beautiful about it. Life, you know, we have
Yeah.
no idea how we affect people and the energy, like
Mm-mm.
just even the energy exchange. We have no idea
No,
like how how we affect people or then the people we affect, how they affect other, you
that's
know,
right.
that's why doing the best you can, you know, which is not going to be perfect all the time. We all have harder days and we all get frustrated when we all get tired. And that's part of being human.
Mm-hmm.
But then, you know, kind of starting the day fresh again the next day and you know, adding your morning routines and
Yeah.
that's how I feel like we plant the seeds for each day is just by starting the day, right? So when I go
Yeah.
to plant to plant in the start, I have all my starter soil that's different than the growing
Yeah.
soil. It's got to be a little bit lighter. It's
Yeah.
got to have different quality to it. And
And there's
so
even plants that don't like to be together. Like I forget now, but like tomatoes don't like to be next to parsley or something like that. Some of the herbs don't like to be lined up in a certain way next to each other, and
that's
because
a
one doesn't support its growth. Like it's something in gardening. I don't know. I
that's a
saw it
little bit of
somewhere.
a myth. That's a little
Is
bit of a
it?
myth. Yes, yes, yes. I mean,
Hmm.
yeah, because and even the whole companion planting thing, the
Yeah.
Indians used to do the three sisters, which was squash, corn, and another one that grew up that would all and they grow well together because they all protect. But yeah, there's so many different schools of thought in gardening. There's so many
Yeah.
different theories, kind of like everything in life.
Yeah.
There's like
Yeah.
different, yeah, and there's
Well, it's
but
like people too. You can even grab that and go, there's some people that encourage your growth and others that really snuff it out. You know, it's like,
so
oh,
true. Isn't that the
God,
truth?
am I parsley or a tomato? I don't know. Like, it's true. Some people really nourish the soil, right? They nourish your growth. They just, oh my God, you can't help but grow being around them. And others, you feel like you've been picked apart.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the things I learned so much
Yeah.
from Alea that I try and I, you know, fail, but like Alea I just feel is so loving and so non-judgmental. Like
Yeah.
even when I feel pressure around her when I'm teaching with her, I feel pressure, but it's not coming from her. It's the pressure I put on myself and
Yeah.
you know, and I'll even joke with her. I'll say, "Oh, I can, you know, when, you know, I'm talking and I see you shift in your chair," and she laughed.
Yeah.
She goes, "I'm not judging you." You know, I said, "I know that," but she goes, "But I do feel the energy of it, right?" And so
Yeah.
we do. I mean, love is
Yeah.
love, unconditional love, and support. There's just nothing like it.
When you just said that, the vision of, when you're around people and you think, oh, your thoughts come in because they say it to me, and I've done it myself, where you thinking someone else's thought, like you're thinking, oh, they're thinking that now, and blah blah blah. Now, my new practice is just pretend you're in the greenhouse. Tomatoes aren't judging you. Your herbs aren't judging you. My chives, I just looked out in my greenhouse. I haven't watered the greenhouse. Like everything's just, the snow's just melting off stuff. But I've got these amazing chives I can use and thyme that's coming back already and mint. And I'm going, God, I didn't even do anything to you guys. And I come out, they're not judging me. They're not going, you didn't water me. We're not going to give you anything. Just imagine if we lived that way. We live that way. That's why nature's so nurturing, because it doesn't judge, it fills you up. It continues to give, right? It
Yeah.
just, you know,
Continues to respond to its surroundings too, right?
yeah. 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 Like it's like the mind is your garden, the thoughts are your seeds.
Your intentions are your seeds before the thoughts, but yes.
Yes,
You know
yes.
what
And
I'm
you should
saying? It's
correct
like,
me on
yeah,
that one.
no, no, no,
I'm
no, no.
gonna
There is it like, it's a
Yes,
slight
there is
little,
a yeah, yeah,
yeah, because there's something before, like what's more subtle than a thought is an intention. Because I just have
yes.
always felt that we manifest much more from intentions than we do thoughts. That's why I wanted to distinguish
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
You know what I'm
that's a good
saying?
one.
Like, don't you think
Yep,
so?
that's a good one. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And that's the thing is subtle. So the most subtle things are the most powerful. So a seed that can be an oak tree,
Mm-hmm.
an intention that can become a doctor going to medical school,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah,
a wind that can turn into a hurricane,
yeah.
a rain that can turn into, a flood.
Mm-hmm.
It's the most subtle, a mantra, the mantras that we use to meditate. It's like they're subtle because you hear them and
Mm-hmm.
in your head, right? And you hear a mantra in your head. So the most subtle things are the most powerful, which is crazy. Like I used to think that I was on the birth
It's
control
true.
pill when I was young, it's like because kept my endometriosis, so they had to put me on the birth control pill back in the day when they used to do that when I was, I don't know, 14 or 15, because I had a huge amount of cramps. I'd have to go to the hospital every month,
Mm-hmm.
and taking that little pill, teeny tiny,
Yeah.
it wouldn't have to go to the hospital once a month.
Yeah, isn't it amazing?
It's
Oh, well, it's
amazing.
even the essence like of a fruit or a vegetable. Like people will say, "Well, should I take vitamins and minerals?" And I'm like, "Well, yeah, but you're getting more. You know, if you're eating an orange or an apple, you're getting a lot of vitamin C, and plus you're getting the essence, the energy. The we
You
can't
smell it.
break it down enough
Yeah,
to get
yeah,
it's invisible, right? You don't even we don't even know the power that we're getting in these foods that are coming from the soil and the nutrients and the yeah, and the smell, all the senses are lit up, right?
and you
But when
eat.
you
Yeah,
yeah, but when you
yeah,
pop a chewable of something, of a
yeah,
vitamin C or something, we're
yeah,
missing so much more.
yeah,
Like there's so much more being missed. So people always ask, what do you supplement with? I was like, get as much in your food as you can.
yeah,
Like grow the garden, get your hands in the soil, play with the whole, and we've talked about the microbiome, right? We've
yeah.
talked about so much. So
But you can always say
yeah,
it again because we never hear it enough. If there's
I
anything you
know.
wanted to share about
And
that, but
well, the microbiome's so important. Is like when you just said the birth control pill, like gave you that little bit of support to help with those pains, like people do with period pains and things like that. But even now, as we're getting older, our microbiome changes, and when women start getting bellies. The reason we get bellies, and now science keeps coming out with more and more, is because our estrogens are going down and we're getting bellies like men. That's just scientifically being noted now. And I've kind of thought that for years. I'm like, why do we get puffy? And now we know because we're now studying the microbiome. And you know me now, I'm all you like you with the seeds in the
yeah,
garden.
yeah.
I'm like the seeds in
That's
the
why I
gut,
want to hear.
right?
I know I want to hear more.
So I was like, that makes so much sense that the estrogen, as it starts to go down, it shifts and changes the biome, our gut biome. So I'm going, oh my God, when I got the medical paper on that and read it, I went, that makes so much sense. There's so
Wow.
much more, in regards to that paper. But these microbiologists and these MDs are coming out and finally they're integrating studies and going, yeah, this is what's happening. So sometimes as women in postmenopause, those bellies are forming and there's, the visceral fat or subcutaneous fat is shifting and they get them on an estrogen or a hormone replacement therapy, often they'll see that belly disappear
Mm-hmm.
as long as they're also supporting their microbiome. So they're
Mm-hmm.
planting new seeds, they're planting new information,
Mm-hmm.
and is the body going to shift and grow and change? Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're like plants. We start missing vital nutrients and then we got to put them back in.
Mm-hmm.
So it's important that we stay up on the science of our gut, just like tending to our soil.
Yeah.
The
And
same,
pay.
just think about it. You're not getting the same results with your seeds if you're using the same soil over and over and over and over and you don't add to it.
Yeah. Got to add to it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't even think of after something's grown somewhere, I cover it up and I add to it and I let it sit for 6 months and add a bunch of stuff to it and amend it and all that stuff because it
Yeah.
needs to be replenished. Yeah,
It does.
so
It
true.
does. Yep.
Yeah. And there's patience with that too. One of the hardest things I think for people is when they have like this is something that irks me too. When somebody's getting sick and they try to blame somebody around them that they were just around. Oh, I got a cold from them because they coughed.
They
You
gave
know,
me diarrhea. They gave
yeah,
me diarrhea.
yeah,
Oh, what?
yeah, and also too, like I ate. Now sometimes it's immediate, and I ate something and I not feel good, but the longer term stuff, it's like it does. It's not just one day. Usually, it's an accumulation, and your body's talking to you for a long time. A lot of times before we realize stuff.
Well, everybody has different biomes, right? Some people can be hanging out with everybody with the flu and that one person doesn't get it. Why? Because their viral biome, their microbiome is different. Their
Yeah,
soil is different.
yeah,
And yeah, sometimes we just have to catch something just to clear it out and dump it out and get rid of it. But
yeah.
there's some obvious things. It's like, if an aphid gets on your tomato plants, right? Well, those aphids, those little bugs, they get on all the tomato plants. It's kind of like you get food poisoning. It gets in there. It gets messy, right? Or you get pink eye. Well, you can give pink eye to somebody else. It's a bacterial infection that can transfer to the next one. Like I don't know, sometimes it's just using common sense of to what we're balancing and what we can work on and eliminate ourselves or tend to our own soil and not blaming someone else's soil for their bad tomatoes.
Hmm.
And the thing is, a seed doesn't stay a seed forever, right? It's got to change and grow. It bursts out as in that little packet. You put it in the soil, you put water, and you put the nutrients on it, and it changes. It's not growing in the packet.
Do you know? Okay, so we know that when a seed is in a packet, that it doesn't grow until it's given the right conditions, until it's put in soil the right time of year and it gets water in the right soil. But
Mhm.
did you know that when there's seeds like grass seeds or the weed seeds, whatever seeds for trees and stuff that are in your yard, do you know that some seeds can be in the ground for 20 years before it's the right time for them to go?
Wow. Wow.
And that this is some stuff I'm learning. And also like a weed will grow where the nutrients needed, and it'll no
Mm,
longer grow in a place when that soil is amended. So
isn't
what
that
you were
amazing?
saying about plants wanting to grow around each other is true to a point. But it's such a complicated thing. Nature does it all the time. So nature, if you go into a forest, you'll see everything's growing on top of each other and dead and alive and blah blah blah. But it's arisen. It's happened out of the conditions that it needs. So it has an
Yes.
intelligence.
Hmm.
So, when we're planting a garden, we're putting seeds in there that weren't there before. And so we're manipulating it. So, yes, we might find out that some things do better. And there's certainly like marigolds that can add nitrogen to the soil. And there's that. And there's, basil's good around tomatoes. There's some companion things. But there's also a whole school too of, nature. The more you plant in an area, they all kind of amend and help each other.
Gee, that's a really nice way to kind of look at us as humans is that some grow early on, some grow later, some, we get it when we
So
get it.
true. Yes.
We just
Yes.
when the
Yes. That's
environment's
awesome.
right, the
Yes.
information is right, we're ready, we blossom. It doesn't have to be in the order that everyone else is, right?
That's
Right?
right.
It's
And that
like,
and that's so hard. It's hard to see in your family. Like you'll see somebody that why don't they get it? Whatever.
yeah.
Because they can't. They literally can't see it. Or a friend, you
Hmm.
know.
Yep.
It's like we all and I don't know one person that's had a big awakening or understanding that wishes they didn't have it sooner.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like everybody's like, God, why didn't
Yeah.
I know that 20 years ago? But
Yeah.
when in the time is right,
Yeah.
that old saying, when the teacher, the student is ready, the teacher appears kind of thing. And
Yep.
so,
Yep.
yeah, having that trust in that we get things when we need to
Yeah.
and
And
be
that's
patient.
why a lot of people say a garden is a teacher. It's the grandest teacher because it teaches all those beautiful things, patience and tolerance and compassion and surprise and oh fear you're going to lose a crop, like the feelings, everything's there. But it's like it's such a beautiful teacher. And but the biggest lesson in it is that it does teach patience because you've got to wait. Like life is like that. You just have sometimes you just have to wait. And that's the beautiful gift of life, where some people go, oh, this getting old sucks. It's like, oh my God, this is beautiful. We get to nourish and we get to grow again. We get another trip around the sun and we get to grow even more. And we get to learn from, oh, I didn't do it so well last month. Let me try it different. What can
Yeah.
I add to my growth? What can I add to my own soil? What can I compare myself to a plant? Can I, go out and name what I'm growing and add to it? What does that need? What do I need?
Mm,
It's
yeah.
yeah,
And it sure taught us a lot today, because
sure
that was
has.
that was a great insight at the end, Eddie. That was awesome.
Yeah, that
It was
just
so
came in.
awesome.
That
Yeah.
was,
Yeah. That
it
just
is true. It's you sow the seeds and that's how we plant our future.
yes.
We just have to be patient.
That's the biggest thing. Do you know that's the biggest thing I hear from young people is they're impatient. So if you have any
Yes.
young people in your life, send them this episode.
Yeah.
But
I think,
that's part of their journey, is to
yep.
be impatient.
Weren't we all like, oh, you couldn't wait to be 15 and then you were 16. You couldn't wait to be 20. And then, and then you were like 10 and a half, right? You're 12 and a half. And then you start adding on that half again. I'm 91 and a half. I'm 101 and a half. And in the middle piece, we're like, oh, right up to the day. I'm 61. Is tomorrow your birthday? Yeah. We,
Hmm.
yeah, it doesn't matter. It is what it is.
Hmm.
It is what it is. Nourish you, the beautiful seed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're planting seeds in every breath, in every moment, with
Hmm.
everything you do and think.
Yeah.
And just remember that. It's like it's the reverence of that. When you think about that, you're
Yeah.
so much more important than you believe you are, and then you know in to everybody you come in contact with, to yourself, the vibration, even if you don't see anybody in a full day, the vibration you're putting out into the world as to how you're feeling, and your thoughts and feelings, all
That's
of
right.
it,
A
all of it
seed
matters.
knows, a seed, the what is with patience? A seed knows how to wait. A seed is alive while it waits. That's patience.
Mm.
Yeah. It's good, isn't it?
Can't force
Growth
the growth.
requires time.
Yeah,
Growth
can't force it.
requires time. Nope.
Mm-hmm.
Can't make your hair
Mm-mm.
grow by tugging on it.
Mm-mm. But you can tug. You can
You can
tug.
tug.
You
Yep.
can do it all you want.
Yep.
Not gonna
And if
do
you
anything.
tug at a root, it pulls back at you. It's great chat.
That was fun. Thanks, Ed.
Thanks.